Hey everyone, so here I am again complaining about Mauga. I hate playing against this guy so much it makes my head hurt. Not only did the great design team at Blizzard create an OP hero, but they made a hero that literally counters an entire role. You may be asking yourself, now why is this man so mad? Well, it's because I want to play Doomfist. Let me play Doomfist. He counters Doomfist way too hard. He counters everyone, but Doomfist like even more. Right? The characters I play are Doomfist, Reinhardt, Zarya, and Orisa if I have my rotation while doing competitive or even quick play. And he shreds Doom, he shreds Rein, and guess what else? He can set Orisa on fire while she's fortifying. Like, what nonsense is this? Actually, I have a pretty good time playing Zarya against him, so, you know, I could kind of maneuver that. But he does so much damage that it kind of keeps me fully charged a lot of the time, and I have to still kind of play the corner a little bit, so, you know, I just don't die. But you know, the side effect of that is that he destroys my bubbles like instantly. Like, so it's really hard to keep up. But and then when it's just destroyed, I'm just kind of, you know, just dying. But I do a ton of damage, so I could kind of walk around him, try to get after his the squishies and just melt them. But you know, if I'm not being taken care of by my support characters, then I just die. But that goes into the whole problem of Mauga, playing against him and even playing as him. It's his play style. His playstyle is literally just walk up to a tank and fire both cannons. He does an insane amount of damage and heals himself an insane amount of health at the same time. He's like if Bastion had Doomfist's best defense passive, which is insane. Just constantly gaining HP to such a crazy degree and doing a ridiculous amount of damage really quickly with no effort. That's like the most annoying part of all of this. Like, the one thing you have to do while playing as Mauga is to make sure you're not shooting out the squishies, right? Because the squishies are so small, and with the spread, you're not going to be hitting all your shots, and you're not going to be healing as much. But if you just focus on the tanks, or like a Bastion or something, you heal more than people can hurt you, especially if you're being pocketed. Like, he heals so much. Like, 1v1, he out-heals the damage a Bastion does directly onto him. That's crazy. Bastion, who destroys tanks, he out-heals himself that amount of damage. That is insane. So yeah, because it's so hard for him to kind of sustain himself by shooting the smaller characters, and because it's not that much effort to do, it incentivizes him just completely focusing on tanks. So his entire time, he's just an anti-tank role character. Right? And not to the degree where Anna is anti-tank. Like, this guy is, there's nothing you can do against him. There's nobody you can switch to. There's no real answer to him besides maybe support characters kind of collaborating with you, but we'll get into that. And like I said before, the most frustrating part of him or playing against him is just how simple, how absolutely simple it is to do. Like, I'm sorry, but his skill floor and his skill ceiling are literally like 6 inches apart. It's literally what I said before. His playstyle is you walk up to the enemy tank and go brrr, and everything else is just up to the team's support, because the tank has no hope of living. Unless the tank is also a Mauga, then well, you guys can just shoot at each other forever. And in that case, well, in any case, really, it's up to the support characters to either, you know, nade the enemy Mauga, or Suzu the Mauga if he's on fire, and like all that type of stuff. But it's still kind of dependent on the support characters. But the tank can't do anything. But yeah, as a tank playing against a Mauga, I go Zarya. But really, you could only to be on an even playing field, play a Mauga. And yeah, I'm talking about the brain deadness of playing Mauga, which a lot of it is. I'm sorry if you don't like what I'm saying. I'm sorry, but it is true. There's a lot of brain deadness to playing him. But there are certain skills you can do, right? Like using your charge ability to get to certain areas on the map. And I guess you can do some pretty cool things with his ultimate if you know how to do it. Like, there's certain traps you can do, there's certain timings you can do. Like, if you wait for somebody to do a certain move, let's say Doomfist does his seismic slam or his ultimate, and you can just kind of trap him there. You could keep an entire team off of the points even after you die. It's kind of ridiculous that the ultimate stays after you die. That's kind of crazy. And that happened to me once. We were playing, I forgot what it's called. Was it Oasis? I think it was Oasis. And then my entire team, we're all together, we're about to jump onto the point. It's like the last like 10 seconds. And then Mauga just pops his ult. He dies immediately, but we're all just stuck in there, like 2 feet away from the point, and nobody can, it was so stupid. And then we lose, and then we're just like, ah, man. But, you know, I've even seen how certain Maugas can use it to counter each other, where they would, like, section off, like, the Mauga inside of his own ultimate, so his own team that's in his ultimate can't get to him, but then nobody can really hit each other. It's crazy. So you can do, like, small things, well, like, very situational things, like, here and there. But then, like, if you don't do it, you don't really miss out on anything. So it's like, why would you, right? I mean, you can do it. It doesn't take anything from you, like, to learn it. But it brings you from being, like, top tier to being at, like, the tippy top, right? The difference isn't whether you know how to do those things or not. It doesn't. You'll just be the best of the best instead of just somebody who's constantly winning. So either way, you're happy. I would like to interrupt this video to ask you to like and subscribe. If you made it this far in the video, chances are you kind of like what I'm talking about. So, you know, help me out, guys. And what's that you say in the comments? There's a way to defeat him? I'm just a complainy, whiny, pissy little Doomfist player? Well, fine. Let's look at the list of everything that counters him. The first best way to counter Mauga is to play Mauga yourself. That way it equalizes the shadiness of the gameplay so that it leaves everything else to the rest of your team. The second way to counter Mauga is that your support characters better be good at utility moves like Suzu, Sleep, or Nade. But you're gonna have to have some people on your team who can play these characters to begin with. And I hope they're communicating with you to do some type of coordination, because if they just do things at the wrong time with nobody following up on anything, it's useless. The third way to counter Mauga is just have your entire team play as a small characters. So if you're playing a tank and you're not playing Mauga, you better learn how to play Junker Queen. Because I still confuse her for Ashe when I'm playing, and that way he won't be able to consistently, you know, get his do damage to you, since the spread is kind of wide at a certain range, and he won't be able to heal himself. So D.Va also with her defense matrix, but with D.Va you have to throw in other characters like Ana and Kiriko and kind of cycle that through to, like, you know, get rid of his the uptime he has with his guns or doing damage. But still, it doesn't work that easily, mainly because, well, that requires like a team effort, but there isn't really anybody else you can switch to. Some people want to say Ramatra. I say no. I say hell no. I think he obliterates Ramatra. But yeah, either way to counter him, he dictates what you can and can't play. And it's not just you, it's your whole team. Like, it's an entire team effort to be able to contend with him. Because even with that, you have to factor in, like, the need of coordination. And what, does Blizzard think this is Overwatch 1? Nobody's using their mics anymore. And also, what's up with that? That's kind of weird, right? Like, one day everybody just decided to not use their mics anymore. Like, all at the same time. That's very, very odd. I'd like to see why that happened, right? It's kind of like disco. I wasn't alive during disco, at least I don't think. And I like one day from like what I've seen is just everybody was just like, we're not doing this anymore. Like, we're not doing disco anymore. This is over. So, anyways, what I'm saying is that this is not good for the game. To have a character this controlling and this oppressive, where it takes the entire team to defeat one person, is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. There's that joke that's being made where people play like a game and then they get completely destroyed by Mauga, then they instantly go to the battle pass and pay for the battle pass just so that they have Mauga. It's nonsense, and I bet they made a lot of money off of it. But I don't know. I don't know if it's malicious or if it's just, it can't be malicious, because it's just kind of, I don't know. I'm thinking it's kind of like what happened actually at this exact time last year when a similar character, Roadhog, actually, yeah, that's actually quite the coincidence. Could be a whole design problem instead. Roadhog was just a monster. So right before they left for break, they just they buffed the hell out of Orisa, and then everybody was just playing Orisa versus Roadhog like all the time. So it's the same exact thing that happened at the same exact time last year. So maybe maybe it's the vacations that are just kind of screwing everything up. So yeah, his ultimate is insane, and I don't know why it stays up after he dies. That's kind of crazy. And it shouldn't get rid of your mobility. I think if you're trapped inside, you should still be able to move around. Especially as a Doomfist, there's nothing you can do. You can shoot your gun like maybe 4 times, and then you're just kind of... can you block? I think you could block, but it still sets you on fire. So there's nothing you can do. And he has infinity ammo already while he's stuck in there. And he heals himself. So I don't know why they needed to take away your mobility. It's stupid. It's actually just stupid. He also probably needs to not gain as much health from doing nothing but spamming enemy tanks. Or at least maybe make the spread more so that you have to be like directly in their faces. So that you could actually kind of get that infinity healing he gets, or that healing that could outdo the bastion damage. Or maybe he just should heal less when he's attacking a tank, right? And also, I have no idea why his cooldown heals his teammates. Like that, I don't understand. He has so much healing already, and he's passing it around to his teammates. He should be more like Roadhog. Honestly, I think Roadhog, instead of getting that Pigpen ability, I think he should have had an AOE healing with his take a breather, and keep it on the Diva style cooldown they have it on now. I think that would have been probably better for him, but better for him as in being something more useful for the team, because that's what they wanted to do, right? I don't think his trap really does anything for his team, because he just kind of puts it down and then tries to hook you on top of it, so it doesn't help your team. But again, Mauga doesn't really seem like he helps his team other than that, but at least Roadhog isn't OP. Well, at least not now, right? You never want a meta where Mauga or Roadhog is the meta. It's something you have to play. It's just always bad. The only characters you want, the only tanks that are good when the game is in a healthy place is Reinhardt and Winston. Anyways, I'm gonna go learn how to play Mauga. So like, subscribe, and leave a message for the algorithm. And don't forget, I love you.